Awesome. I'm Paul Maverick.
And I'm Jennifer Goff.
And today we are working out on the treadmill. We're getting a good cardio workout, raising our heart rate, gonna burn some calories.
My
This past Thursday morning, very, very early, President Obama was at Dover Air Base in Delaware for the, I think they call it the dignified transfer of 18...
To see the troops come back.
Right, there were 18 soldiers.
That,
Well, there were 15 soldiers and 3 DEA agents who were brought in the flag-draped coffins. Although, as I understand it, they're not actually coffins, they're transport cases.
oh, right.
And Obama was there. And you could say that was a photo op, and you could say it was opportunistic of him, but I don't think that was the case. Because the photos that were released to the media, permission had been granted by the family of one of the fallen.
Troops are still dying, and I was just wondering what is happening. Like, are we winning the war?
When so much American blood and American treasure and Afghan blood is tied up in it, it's important to us, for us to follow it, to pay attention to it. I mean, war is the biggest, most important thing a nation gets involved in, so the eyes of the people should be on it.
Okay.
But there was a very important symbol that came out of this visit to the Dover Air Base, which is the salute. The president stood ramrod straight and fired off a very crisp salute as the coffins, the flag-draped coffins, were moved beyond, past him. And this image, it's interesting, the story came out Thursday morning, but here we are on Sunday, and it's still appearing in the press. It's something that has clearly caught the attention of the media, and it is a very striking image. The look on his face is deeply serious, and he called it a sobering reminder of the cost of war. In the 18 people that went by, they went by because they died fulfilling this mission and on his orders. So the fact that he was there is a major difference from W. It's easy to forget the 8 years we just came out of. George W. Bush never made a visit to watch the soldiers come in, the bodies of the soldiers, the bodies of the fallen. He never watched them come in. So the fact that Obama shows up acknowledges that he understands the responsibility of his office, and he takes it seriously.
This is why I go run backwards. That really launches you. It's
Yes.
okay, I'm back. I'm a shit. Who let the girl loose in the gym? Oh God.
It's important that we say this correctly because it's the confusion we have often between the Taliban and Al-Qaeda. It's 100 or less Al-Qaeda left in Afghanistan, right? The Taliban are the word Talib refers to religious student, and the Taliban were groups of people who came out of religious schools, and they're a nationalistic, ultra-religious organization.
So there are more than 100 Taliban.
Oh yeah, there's tons of them.
Okay. Okay.
And they were the group who ruled before 2001, and if and when we leave, they are the group who will most likely rule again. And I think that's realpolitik, just to say, you know, this is their country, whether we like them or not. These are the guys who are probably going to hold sway when we depart. And you try to manipulate them with soft power. You try to move them with soft power rather than hard power.
Who is the president or leader of Afghanistan right now?
Fantastic question. It's Hamid Karzai.
And his opponent is Abdullah Abdullah.
That's right.
Which we've heard a lot about in the news lately.
Right.
Because initially Obama sent troops over because of the rigged election, or supposedly rigged election, where Hamid Karzai went through and won.
Right. The United Nations declared that over 1 million of those votes were fraudulent, and they discounted them.
And so Obama's reaction was to send troops over, to sort of bring order to that?
Well, I think that the escalation in troop count coincided with the election, but I don't think it's because of it.
Okay, so they're now having a re-election.
They're going to have a runoff, because there were a bunch of candidates, and only the top 2 really mattered in the public imagination, Karzai and Abdullah Abdullah.
Yeah.
And then, when there's a runoff, if you fail to break the 50% threshold, the top 2 candidates will duke it out in the next round. Exactly. And so once they invalidated the 1 million votes, Karzai no longer had above 50%. So a runoff was automatically triggered.
And that's a very democratic way to run an election, correct?
It sure is.
But not if Abdullah now is deciding to pull out and not wanting to.
Right.
Not wanting to even be there to create this democracy.
And he hasn't confirmed this yet, but sources close to him say that he is probably going to pull out very, very soon.
So if he pulls out, Afghanistan's left with Hamid Karzai.
If Abdullah drops out, then Karzai is the last man standing, but his government is under the shadow of illegitimacy.
Yeah.
One of the reasons Abdullah is going to probably drop out is because in Afghanistan they have these ghost polling stations, fictitious polling places where thousands upon thousands of imaginary people cast their votes for Karzai. And Abdullah said, hey, in the runoff, we should get rid of those ghost polling stations. And they said, no, we're not going to. So how can he stand for a runoff, which he knows is rigged, going into it? He's in a bit of a bind as well. So then, what do you do, right? When the official discussion is so narrowly bounded by this expectation that, well, of course we're going to escalate troops because, in fact, I heard this on the radio. The discussion was about national prestige. It's about troop morale. America can't be seen to lose. What is the goal? What is success? How do you know? Because if it was just to rout Al-Qaeda, and there's only 100 of them left, can't we say mission accomplished and come home?
Yeah.
And yet it seems that
What are we doing?
President Obama is about to ship more soldiers over there. And it's true that he inherited two wars.
What does that do? Does that, like, it just seems so pointless to me. And to a lot of people. And
it's pointless in the way a circle is pointless. In the way that it goes around and around and has no particular point. Because it never ends. We're in a cycle of violence that could continue for decades. That's all the time we have on Political Muscle. Until next time, I am Paul Maverick.
And I'm Jennifer Goff.
We are having our own little runoff election.
And I can run faster than Paul and for longer than Paul.
I don't think so. I think you've got it rigged. You've got your numbers down the lower.
It's not rigged.
It's rigged.
Yes.
Fraud, I say.
Oh, right. And you have more blood than me, and you're a man, and you, like, run every day.
Then just drop out. And
No,
I'll take I'll win the election.
No, it's fine. I can run just as far as you.
Go ahead, Abdullah. We'll see. Come on, bring it
Oh,
on.
Hamid Karzai, I'll tell you what. Fucking cheater. That's not fair. You like run the show all the time.
I'm winning the
always
runoff.
Run the show.
Look at that. She dropped out of the runoff. Stay active. Get out there and flex your political muscle. Woohoo! You can't hear the song, but it's in my head.
Shabam! Yeah! Like a lightning bolt.